All right, hey everybody, this is Mr. C, Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. This is voice lessons day number 4. Okay, so like I told you last week, okay, now we're gonna warm up. We are gonna warm up definitely before we get into it. Warm up our voice, doing a couple of the drills that we've learned already. But with that in mind, we're also going to be learning a song. And the song today is called Amazing Grace. This was written by John Newton. Now, some of us all probably already know that particular song, probably have sung it many, many times, okay, on Sundays and everything like that. But we're going to get into the technicalities of that particular song, or really not even the entire song, but we're going to get into just really the first verse, or the refrain, I should say, which is kind of like the hook. Okay, that it keeps reoccurring throughout the song. So we're going to go into that. And then we'll get into the verses in the coming weeks. Okay, we might even get into verse 1. Okay, but we'll talk all about the genre of the song, which is it's a hymnal. Okay, and again, written by John Newton. That was the composer of that song. But we're also going to get into stylistics and technique and all of that when it comes to singing that song. We may have sung it many, many times. Okay, but have we considered doing it in a quality fashion, making sure our tone, projection, and all of that stuff, breathing technique, everything was taken into consideration. That's the key, and that's what we're going to go over definitely when it comes to the song. But first things first, let's all do some stretches for our vocals, okay? So everybody sit up nice and straight, our shoulders relaxed, and everybody reach up into the sky as high as you can. Reach, 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 reach. Okay, feel that stretch in the lower back, and let it drop. And now start rolling the shoulders back. Feel that nice massage in the shoulder blades. Roll those shoulders back. All right, great. Everybody roll them forward. I'll roll them forward. Great. Now everybody rotate the necks in a circle. Very slow, very slow. Neck and shoulders are good to stretch them, are a very good way to stretch the vocal cords, getting them ready. Everybody rotate in the other direction. All right, great. Now everybody look all the way up and look all the way down. Look all the way up again. Look all the way down. Everybody look to your right. Look to your left. Look to your right again. Look to your left. And tilt your head to the right. Tilt your head to the left. Tilt your head to the right again. And left again. Great. Now everybody shrug and hold those shoulders. Shrug and hold. And drop them. Once again, shrug and hold the shoulders. And drop. Okay, great. Everybody put your one stomach on your hand. Okay. Make sure, again, you're sitting up nice and straight. I'm sorry. Did I say one stomach on your hand? One hand on your stomach. I gotta switch that. Wow, that is a first for me, ladies and gentlemen. That is but put one stomach on your hand, as if we had more than one. Okay, one hand on your stomach, please. And everybody, when you breathe in, expand the stomach. Okay, expand the diaphragm. When you breathe out, let it deflate. So let that balloon deflate, so to speak. Okay, so everybody breathe in. Breathe out. Once again, breathe in, no chest. Breathe out. Okay, very good. One more time. Make sure you do not expand the chest or move the torso. Okay, simply breathe in and expand the stomach. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, great. Now everybody take your two hands and start massaging your cheek muscles. Getting the blood flowing through the cheek muscles. Blood flows everywhere through our bodies. Okay. Massage those cheek muscles. Get them nice and limber. Everybody massage them in the other direction. Notice how I'm doing kind of a circular way. Great. Now open and close your mouth as you do it. Go the other way. Okay, great. Now, everybody, let's do a couple of lip flubs. Okay, so if you recall those lip flubs, you're simply just going to go. okay? Just kind of flubbing those lips, okay? Ready? Going really high, going, okay? From high to low very fast, but flubbing those lips as you do it. Everybody ready? And breathe in. One more time. Now, everybody, let's do the same thing, but with our tongue, rolling the tongue. So, watch me first. Okay, make that tongue flutter. Roll in there. Okay, ready? And together, go. Once again, one more time, and okay, great, everybody. Here we go. All right, so now let's do some of those vocal exercises. Okay, remember that I'm going to do a couple of them. I'm not going to do all the ones that we've gone over, but just a couple of them to get our voices warm. First one, be nice, probably nice to turn on the piano. Here we go. So first one. Actually, I'm gonna, just so that I'm comfortable, because I do keep going on about how we should have a comfortable posture. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make sure I make a good example of that. Okay. So our first note, right here for gentlemen, down here. Okay. So we're going to do this. I'm going to sing in the gentleman range first. Okay, so we're going from very soft to very loud. We're crescendoing, okay? So we're going to do that with the ladies. The ladies should sound like this. Okay, just like that, okay? So let's do it together, guys. First note, here we go. And make sure you hit the nail on the head with those pitches, okay? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here we go. And 1, 2, ready, let's sing. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Let's go up a step. Here we go. And I'm going to sing with the ladies this time. Gentlemen, down here. Ladies. And. Good. Okay. Next note. Here we go. And gentlemen with the ladies. And go. Very good, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, I'll sing with the ladies and soft. One more, everybody. Ready, and okay, let's come back down to middle C, ready, and now we're going to do our staccato work, okay? Actually, I changed my mind on that. We're going to do our legato. Legato. Remember, if we recall last time, we talked about legato. Legato is long and connected notes, okay? So our legato exercise that I taught you guys was on whereas gentlemen would go Notice again, vocal technique, we're dropping our jaw. Controlling the notes going up, that skip, that octave skip. Okay? Hitting each pitch on the head right through the center, but at the same time, not sliding. We're not going to go Okay, we want to make sure we're hitting each note on the head. Ah, ah, but keeping stable with our mouth wide open. Okay, we're not changing the width or the diameter or width, however you want to look at it. Okay, we're not going to change how wide we open our mouth or anything like that. It's going to stay dropping the jaw, the whole time. The only thing that changes is the notes, and making sure that we are not only hitting them precise and crisp, but smooth between notes. As opposed to we don't want the sliding, this descending. We want to hit every note crisp and clear, but no sliding. Still very smooth at the same time, okay? So that's the idea. Ready? Let's sing. I'm going to start with the ladies first. But the gentlemen, you're still right there. Ready? And sing. Okay, now I'm going to sing with the gentlemen, but ladies, keep singing right there. Here we go. Ready? And oh, excuse me, I messed up there. My fault. Okay. And let's try that again. And good. Next one. Ladies, gentlemen, ready? And gentlemen, ladies, but I'll sing with gentlemen this time. And ready? And okay, so again, as you saw, we're ascending by a large skip, an octave skip, which is 8 notes apart, from low do to high do. Okay, you're just skipping, okay, but it's still even from that octave skip, it's a very smooth transition. We're not going but see the difference? Okay, hear the difference? It's a smooth transition even with that skip, and then as we descending, we control with our voice. Okay, no sliding whatsoever. Control with the voice, not with the jaw. Okay, all right, everybody, let's get to our song, Amazing Grace by John Newton. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, now besides my little piano mess ups over there a little bit, I was more concerned with the vocal technique, okay, when we were singing. I don't know if you noticed, okay? I don't know if you noticed, but the entire time that I'm singing this song, okay, of course, yes, I'm thinking on pitch, making sure that every note is crisp and clear, okay? At the same time, it takes, now this is the part where we look at the lyrics and we make sure that our diction is correct. And sometimes, a lot of times, what might seem as correct diction when we're speaking is not necessarily correct when you're singing. It just depends, okay? Now, what I like about this song is that it really does go along with the legato, especially the legato exercise, okay? The legato exercise really, and there's a reason why I did this, is because it really helps you to understand the texture that you should be doing. A lot of times with this song that I find with a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this myself when I would sing along and, you know, just enjoy, I would end up sliding the notes. Okay, amazing grace. You know, I would, you know, for a lack of a better way of displaying what the mistakes I did. That's basically, in basic terms, that's the way I would kind of sound, and some people would sound that way as well. Okay, but the idea is to be able to, again, have correct diction and be precise with all those notes without the sliding, without showing that type of texture, but making sure that the legato texture is still intact when we're singing that song. Okay, so for your convenience, everybody, I have the lyrics up here. Okay, I've written down the lyrics. You might know them by heart already, but I thought I'd give you that extra visual just so that you can have, okay? And this way I can definitely pinpoint certain parts. We can definitely pinpoint certain parts of the song that we need to be looking at when it comes to the song. So I'm going to stand up, okay? You guys should be standing too. I know I didn't tell you that before, but you know, you can also exhibit good posture with sitting as well, but standing is always the best, okay? To reinforce good posture. Okay, so right there. Okay, everybody take a look. I'm not entirely satisfied with that. Let's see if we can do it a little higher. There we go, so you can see me at the same time. So remember your posture. Make sure that your feet are shoulder distance apart. Shoulder distance apart. Hands at your sides, okay? Back straight. Back of the neck straight. Probably don't have. There you go, back of the neck straight. Okay, make sure you use that puppet string to reinforce that straight neck. Okay, pull on it, and there you go. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a good look at our song, Amazing Grace. Again, written by John Newton. We start off in the first line, okay? Now, a lot of people, just kind of like, for lack of a better way of displaying the example, a lot of people just start off, Amazing Grace. Okay, you know, notice the sliding I'm doing right away. Okay, so we want to avoid that by making sure that we are contouring our cheek muscles and our lips to every consonant and vowel, every consonant and vowel of the words, exaggerating the syllables all at the same time. Okay, now what does that look like when you're speaking? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, okay? Obviously, we don't speak like that on a normal basis. We don't do that, okay? But we want to translate that in singing. We want to use actually that exaggeration of those syllables to then put it to the notes, okay? What you'll find with a lot of professional singers is they do this, and it doesn't look silly at all. They actually, you know, contour and shape their mouth and cheek muscles to the way those syllables are shaped, kind of like on a board, okay, where you if you have a square peg, you're gonna take you're gonna put it in the square hole, okay. You're not gonna take the circular peg and try to fit it into the square hole, okay, because it doesn't fit, okay. That's not how you do that puzzles, okay. That puzzle is you have to take the actual shapes and fit it in with the shapes that fit. So you're doing the same. Essentially, you're doing the same thing with the words, okay, with the words, with the lyrics of a song, okay. That's what you're doing. So when we sing, and by the way, I just want to also re-emphasize that the comment section is open. So if you will have any questions during our lesson, please, by all means, guys, by all means, type in your questions during the lesson. This way I can answer them. All right. But take a look over here on the first line, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. No, you saw how I exaggerated that when I spoke it. Amazing grace, okay? Now, take that same weird feeling technique, okay, by exaggerating those words, but now put it to the notes, okay? Put it to singing them. Okay, so that's our first note. Let me make sure. Okay, that's for the gentlemen, for the ladies. Ah, okay, so if you're singing up higher, amazing grace. Okay, I'm not going to continue to go that high, ladies. Okay, but gentlemen, amazing grace. Look at my mouth structure right there. Look at it carefully. Amazing grace. Okay, notice again how I exaggerated those syllables of the words. Okay, from vowel to consonant, consonant to vowel, however the words are formed. Okay, but I'm making sure I'm emphasizing those vowels, hitting those consonants crisp. Amazing. Okay, zing. Amazing grace. Okay, making sure I'm hitting them crisp. Not, by the way, not over exaggerating the consonants per se. So I'm not going amazing grace. We're not overdoing that. Okay, but hitting the consonants short and crisp while opening up on those vowel sounds. Amazing grace. Okay, how sweet the sound. Okay, so again, I'm exaggerating the syllables in terms of my cheek muscles and our mouth. I'm not overemphasizing consonants, okay? And I'm rounding out with my lips and my cheek muscles, rounding out those vowels so that the tone is clear, okay? So again, when we sing it, amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, so notice even on the word sound. Okay, I hit that D at the end without going sound. Okay, but sound. All right. So again, that's what good singing. That's where good singing is all about. That's why those professional singers that come out and they do their thing, they perform. Well, the reason why they sound well enough like that is why they sound so good is because they're paying attention to all of those little technicalities when it comes to the diction part. Okay, so that's really what we're going over. Paying attention to the diction part, that's what allows us to be in control of every note, whether we're ascending, we're going higher, or we're descending, we're going lower. Okay, it makes us able to control. So nothing, of course, with good posture, neck posture. Okay, of course, along with those things in mind, right? So it's and opening up the way we should, it doesn't make it hard to reach those pitches, especially if they're going higher or lower for that matter. Okay, it makes it easier when we use the structure, we utilize and form the structure with our mouth. Okay, so let's sing that song, that first line together. Amazing grace. Ready, and ladies are make sure you have that first note. Okay, so here we go. Each word, and 1, 2, go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, now go right. Very good. That's that first line. The next line. Let's tackle that again. Now let's just pronounce it. That saved a wretch like me. Okay, getting those crisp consonants. Those consonants at the end of each word. That. Okay, not without overdoing it. That. Okay, but that. Okay, hitting them crisp, short. Saved a wretch like, and then you have the e. Me. When you get those vowels, okay, that's where you round them out, shape them. Okay, so for instance, the word me. Okay, you want to smile it because it's the long e. So me. Okay, that saved a wretch like me. Okay, that saved a wretch like me. I'm not sure if I got the right melody there. Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Now, notice how I sang Be careful. A lot of people like to sing it with a lot of sliding there, especially on that letter A, on that that saved a wretch. Okay. That saved a wretch. Notice the difference. A wretch as opposed to a wretch like me. And then you have the E in that me, okay? Let's sing it together. Here we go. That saved, ready? That 1, 2, go. That saved a wretch like me. Okay? So that's what we want there. Now, next line. I once was lost. Let's pronounce, exaggerate. I once was lost, but now am found. Am, okay? Be careful. But now am found. But now am found. Make sure you descend, okay, on those notes and hit them clear. Okay, so we have here we go. That's the first note. I once was lost, as opposed to was lost. No sliding there. I once was lost. And then hitting lost with the T. Excuse me. Hitting the lost with the T at the end. I once was lost, but now am found. And getting that D at the end of found, okay? Like the way we did sound, found, okay? Notice again, you notice also you get with music, with songs, okay? There's a lot of rhyming involved, almost very poetic, okay? A lot of rhyming around. So the first line of sound, okay, you have sound. At the end of the third line, you have found. But at the end of the second and third, you have that E vowel sound, me and C, okay? So what's great about music, okay, what's great about songs, okay, that are written with lyrics, okay, you get to see a lot of patterns, okay, especially rhyming patterns, so that it actually makes it easy. It's the trick. It's what makes it easier for us to remember a lot of the lyrics, okay? Because what? They have to rhyme. They follow a pattern, okay? So again, it should be I once was lost, but now am found, okay? So let's sing that together. I as a first note, I. Make sure on the I too, you high smile it. I look at the shape of my mouth and my cheeks. Raise those cheek muscles, those high cheekbones there. I. It's almost like I. It has an vowel sound vowel sound E. If you combine it, I. Okay, so think of it that way. So it's not just okay, or whatever. You want I. Okay. Let's sing it together. I. That's the first note. I. Ready? 1, 2, go. I once was lost, but now am found. Okay. I once was lost. Was and lost are the same note. Just be careful. So you're not sliding on was. Was lost. I once was lost. Was lost. Same note. But now we go down. We start to descend. But now and descend further. Am found. Okay. So that's how that goes. One more time, that whole third line. 1, 2, go. I once was lost, but now am found. And now, last line, was blind. Let's exaggerate. Was blind, but now there it goes again, I see. Smile it, okay? So, was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. Now, here's the thing that I didn't go over, guys. Make sure that between certain spots, we have to make sure we breathe also. We take a breath so that this way we can last through an idea, a sentence, okay? So, first of all, we didn't sing it together, so let's sing together. Was blind, but now I see. Was as a first note, was. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, sing. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, now, if you're having struggling with breath control, okay, let's go over those spots where we need to breathe. Now, technically, we need to be looking, when we see the note, when we see the song in lyric form, okay, we need to be looking at those punctuation marks, okay? That's where we really need to be looking. Because, okay, here's where reading something, okay, or speaking, reading something actually goes hand in hand with singing, okay? Because with our punctuation marks, when we're saying something, when we're reading something aloud, those punctuation marks, periods, exclamations, question marks, commas, okay, all those things allow us to know where we're supposed to take a breath and then continue on when we're reciting something. We don't just recite everything just straight through on one breath and then lose our breath, okay? We use those punctuation marks to know where the end of the sentence is, or where there's a break within the sentence, okay? So, for example, Amazing Grace, what do we have there? An exclamation mark right there. Amazing Grace. That's the point where we want to take a quick breath, not a long one, not a how sweet. Okay, no, we don't want that. But we want to use our diaphragm right there and go, just take a quick breath. How sweet the sound. Okay, so when we're doing that first line, watch this. We're going to go, we take a breath just before. And we use that tempo count, by the way. 1, 2, sing. There's my breath just before I'm about to sing. Just before I'm about to sing Amazing Grace, okay? So, again, it goes 1, 2, and Amazing Grace, the sound, breath. So, what did I just say just now? I didn't say it before, but now at the end of this line, we want to take a breath right there, just a quick, okay? Just a quick breath so that we can then continue to the next idea, okay? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that, okay, saved a wretch like me. This whole line, we actually want to do it in one breath because there are no commas in between. It goes from that all the way to me and then the exclamation mark right there so that we can take a breath at the end. So, when we sing this, that saved a wretch like me, and then breath, okay? So we take a breath at the end of this, at the end of sound, just before that, and then that saved, and then continue on till we get to me, all right? Let's do this together. Let's actually take it from Amazing Grace, breath. How sweet the sound, breath, that saved a wretch like me, breath. Okay, take a breath at the end of that. Okay, here we go. From the top. First note. And 1, 2, sing. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And take that breath. And we hold out me a little bit longer, right? We hold out me just a little bit longer and then, okay, me. 4 beats. Make sure you hold out me for 4 counts, okay? Now, we took a breath after me. We want to come in right into I, right? Make sure we got that technique down. I once was lost. What do we have there? Comma. Breathe right there. Take a breath. But now am found. What do we have at the end of found? A period. Is it bold enough? I don't think you guys can see it as well. Let me see. There we go. I think we can see it a little better. I'm going to put it at the end of the word see in the next line. Bold in those dots. They can be seen better. Okay, here we go. So we want to sing. I once was lost. Breath, because of the comma. But now am found. Breath, because of the period or end of the line there. Okay, but we take that breath there, the comma, because again, I once was lost. That's one idea, but it's a combined. But the whole thing is a combined idea with sort of a separation. I once was lost. Breath, but now am found. I was lost, but now I'm found. Now I'm found. Making the one idea whole, but using that break in the comma to show the slight separation. And that's why we want to take that breath, okay? So I, ready? And 1, 2, breathe. I once was lost, breath, but now am found, breath. Okay, that's what we want to sing at. Let's do that line one more time with the breath. Breath in the comma, breath at the end of the period. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, sing. I once was lost, but now am found. Okay, we take a breath at the end of found, just before was blind, comma, meaning take a quick breath. But now I see. Hold 2, 3, 4, and breath at the end. We stop right there. So we're going to breathe anyway, right? But breathe at the comma, breathe at the end, okay? From was. On my count. Was. There's our first note. Was. And 1, 2, sing. Was blind, but now I see. Off. Okay, and then breathe, of course. Okay, so we use those punctuation marks to our advantage to make sure that we're breathing at the right spots. Okay, I'm just taking the time over here. All right, let's take it from the top. Amazing grace. Breathe in between. Here we go. I should say breathe at the punctuation marks wherever they may be and at the end of each line, really, okay? Take it from the top. Ah, that's our first note. Ah. Ready? And 1, 2, sing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Breath. I once was lost. Breath. But now am found. Breath. Was blind, but now I see. Off. Okay, and breathe, all right? So you see how that works, okay? When we have a song in lyric form, okay? And actually, I'm going to sit down. Everybody, let's take a seat and let's rest. Let's take it easy. Everybody take a deep breath, actually, real quick. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Okay, making sure every time we breathe, every time we just even take a breath just to relieve ourselves, make sure you're utilizing the diaphragm. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Stomach goes in, okay? Now, anytime we have a song in lyrical form, okay, utilize those punctuation marks. In actuality, guys, even if we had the sheet music itself, if we had the sheet music with the notes and everything, you best believe that there are going to be punctuation marks with the lyrics underneath. That's how it usually ends up, where you have the notes in the clefs. Okay, you have the notes in the staff, and they're right there. Underneath every note, you have the lyrics as well, because the lyrics are combined with the notes that you're going to sing in those pitches, right? But at the same time, they also have those punctuation marks. Because why? We can't let go of grammar. Okay, we can't let go of grammar in our language. You have to. It always has to be there. But those grammar points, those marks, those punctuation marks, are very important to have, not just for grammar purpose, for proper grammar purposes, but also just to know where to breathe, so that we can utilize our technique exactly the way it needs to be, where we can breathe at the right spots, and of course not the wrong, so we don't conk out. Okay, and we're left breathless while we're singing our song. Okay, so you will see those punctuation marks even in sheet music as well. Okay, because again, it's the English language. It's part of the words. It's part of the lyrics there. Okay, and it goes hand in hand with the music as well. And a lot of symbols in music, which we'll start to learn later on in our lessons. Okay, a lot of the music also have certain symbols that almost pertain to punctuation marks in a way. There are musical sentences. There's a musical sentence structure when it comes to that. Okay, just like in terms of the English language. Okay, there's a sentence structure that we follow, same as in music. Okay, and that is it, everybody. Great job. Give yourselves a nice little round of applause. Okay, practice this. You will have a practice chart with those lyrics. Okay, notating and emphasizing those breath points. Okay, and little notations to remember breathing technique, lips and cheek technique, the way you open up. Okay, having your structure when you're singing. So that's the idea. Okay, there will be little reminders of that in the practice chart. Look in the dashboard when it comes to that, and practice 10 times a day. No more, no less. 10 times a day. Practice also those previous exercises, those singing vocal exercises that will help you warm your voice up and reinforce certain skills and technique for the song. That's the purpose of those vocal drills, is to help you get a concept in texture, in dynamics, and all of that, so that you can then apply it to an actual song. Okay, so everything works with each other, going hand in hand. All right, everybody, great job once again. And as always, my students, I wish you happy practicing. Everybody, take care. Have yourselves a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.